taken me a little off my game because I'm so into what I do. I don't normally entertain. And John's son is our son, actually, and doesn't. He's a fantastic person, and so happy to have him here and being with him. So anyway, that's what's going on with me. And I also had a couple other things that happened this weekend. I saw a very moving movie, and the movie was about a golfer who just broke down, was ready to win the tournament and broke down on the last hole, choked, as they say. And then he went on his way to just go away, and he ended up in a place and found, I don't know if you believe in divine intervention, but I believe God sent him where he went, and he does too. But the point is, he understood finally what see, feel, and trust is. And that is so important in our lives, that we do see, feel, and trust. We see what we want, and then we feel how to get it, and we trust that we're going to. Just little words of encouragement. You know, I also listened to Tony Robbins, and Jim Rohn taught him that you've got to get your mind right. You've got to get your mind right. You've got to know where you're headed in life and be happy. Do something every day that makes you happy. Do something every day that is, you know, that you've scheduled, and it's going to get you to where you want to be. Not difficult, not difficult. The consistency is the difficult part. We talked last week that 10% of it is knowing what to do. 90% is being in the execution stage. So let's see what's going on in July here. What did we have? We had 141 sales a day, which is awesome. And yesterday we listed Saturday and Sunday, we listed 158 homes, which is really awesome because 50 of those were under 400,000. Now I'm going to wait till a week or so before I update the median price, because I think it jumped a little bit, but we'll see. I'm anxious to look at the final stats. I don't want to reveal right now until I know for sure, but I think that we're in good shape. And we have 1,071 single family homes under 400,000 that are active. And that's really good news. We have we've sold $954 million homes, which is up to 4.5 a day. And we have 505 available. And that's another wonderful thing. The other good news is that you put 121 under contract over the weekend. So we have 25 days of inventory. It's slanting a little bit toward 26 days of inventory right now. I want to put this down, and I want to talk about something else real quick. And I know, see if I can do this the right way. Yeah, so good. Steve Hawks, I have the most respect for Steve. Steve put out a video over the weekend recently. I'm not sure if it was over the weekend, but anyway, it was recently. And it was about, what's going on with the Department of Justice and what NAR is doing or not doing and what our local board is doing or not doing. And it's really a good video to hear what his opinion is. And he doesn't think things are going really in the right direction. Well, in my experience and my age and my time in business, not just in the real estate business, but in the businesses that I've been in for, let's see now, 54 years, things always change. The government changes, things change. Things don't always get easier. Sometimes they get tougher, but somehow we always adjust. And one of the things that Steve did say in a positive note is that if some of these things with the Federal Trade Commission and with NAR and with the Department of Justice, if some of these things end up changing our industry, it might be for the best because, good morning, Frank. Good morning. It might be for the best because it might, eliminate the numbers of realtors that we have. And I really don't want to put anybody out of business. I don't want anybody not to make money. But, there are sometimes when we feel that we're dealing with people that don't have as much experience as they should to be in the business, because they do 1 deal a year or 2 deals a year. And you and I know that if you're not doing at least a deal a month, you're really falling behind on what's trending and how to deal with buyers and sellers, because our market is ever changing. And I don't see it changing much going forward for the next, let's see, we've got August, September, October, November. We've got 5 months plus. We have 17 months where I think I feel comfortable. And that's why I always say it's time to start getting your gear together and your plan together and executing. But let's look at this. So in Steve's video, he said, well, you know, since May, there's been over 3,500 non-owner occupied homes sold. And these are the hedge funds. And for the most part, he says they're the hedge funds. And I'm going to research it. I got to this point this morning, though, where non-owner occupied sales jumped to 9,249 homes sold of the 28. Let's put this up real quick, show you what we've done year to date here. So year to date over here, see if I can't get myself out of the big picture. No, okay. Year to date here, and you can't see it. So it says, I'll just put it down because it doesn't matter. It says that we have sold year to date 29,800 homes. So when you divide that into the 9,249, the 9,249 homes that we have sold to non-owner occupied are 31% of the market. That's 43, 44 homes a day are going to non-owner occupied homes. And that's concerning to me, concerning to Steve Hawks, obviously, because they're really driving a lot of the pricing out. And a lot of these sales, as he pointed out, are under 425,000, which is our sweet spot. Interestingly enough, there were, let's see, I think he said, I think I threw my paper away, maybe I didn't. Yeah, I did. Anyway, he said, I think 3,500 were 3,500. However, it's really 40, it's really more than that, because I took the price point out of the equation. I don't really see why we need to have the price point in the equation, because they're buying homes across the board. And I want everybody to know that they are buying homes above 400,000, these non-owner occupieds. Now, a lot of these are mom and pops. They're not all hedge funds, but a lot of the hedge funds are coming in and buying money because the money's so cheap. And we know that Zillow is doing that with their acquisitions. Even though they're not a hedge fund, they are someone that we have to watch. And they're doing 10 deals a day. The hedge funds and the non-owner occupied mom and pops are doing 43. So that's like almost 54 homes a day are going to people other than people we may represent. Not just today, but in the future. When someone buys a home from a hedge fund, guess who the seller is? And we're not going to have the opportunity then to sell that home. So if there's anything to glean from this important information that Steve brought up, and yeah, Frank says Blackstone is another big one. Yes, they are a big one. And so, Frank, what I'm going to do, and it takes a little time, but I'm going to go through these 9,249 sales and see how many are actually the big guys versus us. Good morning, Karen. Good to see you. Good to see you, Karen. And this affects, Karen, you as a broker, and it affects Frank. You know, I think you're a broker owner. You own your own company, just like Karen, both of you. And I think that the thing is, like I just said, these are 9,249. Oh, happy Monday, Annetta. Good to see you. These are 9,249 future sellers that have just been taken away from us. And that's 31% of the sales. So there are some underlying things here that are going to bother us and hurt us in the future. Yeah, it would be interesting. And I am going to, because I know Steve Hawks is really, really passionate about what the DOJ is doing, what NAR is or isn't doing, what our local board is or isn't doing. They're all very concerned about what's going on, and as we should be as well. So I'm going to keep my finger on the pulse as much as possible. I'll be talking to Steve and some other people. He has some good connections. These hedge funds have lobbyists that can lobby against NAR, and we have to be very concerned. But Steve Hawks did a great video in this past several days about how he feels that we're headed in the wrong direction with the Federal Trade Commission and with some of the other things that are going on. And the thing is, everybody, that, you know, when we start letting the government into our business to control it more, then the Federal Trade Commission is interested in our commissions and who really, I think one of the things is, if you remember a couple of months ago when this first started, the DOJ was saying that only the seller can pay commission to the seller's agent, and the buyer has to pay commission to their agent. And how that will all play out in the future is something that I have been watching, and it kind of went off the radar for some reason. And Steve Hawks also said that if you Google Biden executive order, you'll see where he has now ordered the the Federal Trade Commission that governs our commissions to look into what we're doing. So I'm going to further research this. I just found out about it, and like I said, I have company in town, so I didn't have enough time to get down to the nitty gritty. Everybody, we have to brand ourselves and stay in front of the people that know, like, and trust us. This is happening. It's not going to reverse itself. It is not going to reverse itself. These hedge funds, these big players know that where they can stand, and it's going to it's impacting not just our business, but it's impacting people and putting people in less perhaps desirable homes than they possibly could be in. So that bothers me as well. There's many aspects of this: humanitarian, financial, economic, our business, our livelihood. So we have to be very careful about what's going on. And I'm going to continue to update this on a daily basis like I do the other stats. I'll just put it on a separate slide because it does belong on a separate slide. And I updated the iBuyers and the Zillows, and they got, they're averaging 10 deals a day. So 7% of our market as well. Lots of things going on. And again, we have to get on our game. And I think we've got about 17 months to do it this year and all of next year. But you've got to start today, because it's going to take, like, I would say 7, 8, 9 months to start getting your relationship built with people. Perhaps you don't have a farm right now. You're not putting information out there on Facebook. And you have to understand that the majority of the people that are on Facebook make $75,000 a year or more. So those are people that can, if it's a couple, they can afford to buy a home. So keep that in mind, and don't, please, let me put it in a positive spin. Please start farming. Please start making your phone calls. Just begin. You don't have to go all out and do 100 a week. Just start doing a couple a day. Believe me, it will count up and it will pay dividends. And I'm going to segue now to something a little different. We're going to talk about one of the things that you can do right now. And one of the things that you can do right now is you can start planning for a reverse PopBy, because guess what? You know, the time of the season's coming, Thanksgiving and Christmas. And so Buffini put together a party planner for Thanksgiving, and it's to express your appreciation to your clients for their business and their referrals. So getting your best clients to come to your office or home to pick the choice of a pie for their Thanksgiving meal, and having a chance to catch up with them on how they're doing. And this is something that you can run, you know, you can do it all day long. You can have a whole day of, well, from 10 to 2, come pick up your pie and connect with them, talk to them. Of course, do the Mayor campaign, ask them, you know, if they know anyone who's interested in doing real estate, or if they're interested, in knowing how much their home is worth now that the prices have gone up. You're happy to provide that information for them, and you're going to give them a pie, and you're saying something like, I'm grateful for you. Happy Thanksgiving. You're very special to me. Now, you're going to do this with people who you've done a transaction with the past year, and those who have given you one or more referrals. So you're going to narrow that down a little bit. But here's the thing. If this is the first time you've ever done this, believe me, next year you're going to have more people, because those people talk to people who talk to people, and they're going to give you referrals. So this is really the reverse PopBy is really an interesting thing, because instead of you having to go out and travel, you're bringing them into your environment, which even makes it more personal for them to get to know you, I believe. I know when people come into our office, it's always, oh my gosh, it's so good that you did this for us, and you have the pies out on the table, or maybe you have, maybe you're dressed up in a pilgrim outfit. I don't know. I've seen people do very fun things to get their clients to remember that what you did, and then tell other people, and then give you referrals. So if you got 10 people this year, you may have 20 people next year. And believe me, there we go. We're going to get toward the end of 2022 pretty fast here. So I'm going to give you some, let me see, timelines. Let me put this down, and let's see, I think I have the timeline here. So hide that baby. All right, and I'm going to put myself down here, because this is what's important. Okay, I'm going to put you out of the picture there for a minute, Annetta. So your timeline, week 1, decide on your location, your office or your home. Now, depending on where your office is located, or it might be in a big building and people have to go upstairs, you might want to have it at your home, or you might want to have it at a restaurant. There's lots of things that you can do. I know the Sienna on Sahara has a back room that's really nice, and it's not that expensive to rent. And, you can give pies out from a spot where people can easily get to, where there's a lot of parking, so on and so forth. And then you need to compose your list. You need to decide where to purchase your pies, find out the deadline to order. You don't want to be at the last minute. And then I would definitely, this one says schedule a photographer. Well, Brian Buffini, I would schedule a videographer, and I would get some many clips of people talking to people and what they have to say about the market, about what you're doing, about the holidays, about Las Vegas. And then you can have a videographer take the clips, of let's say it's a 4-hour video, right? And then they just clip pieces to make a real nice collage video. Then the second week, you need to prepare and mail or email invitations with the pie choices. So you want to let people say, do you like pumpkin pie? Do you like pecan pie? What about mincemeat pies? So you give them a choice. And then week 3, you're going to go get your decorations, because you want to have some decorations, go to the party store. They always have really cool stuff. And then week 4, you're going to send email reminders to confirm the pie choices, right? And you're going to get a text, call or text. I always believe in texting so if they haven't replied to your invitation, say, hey, Annetta, my email might have gone to spam, but I'm going to be giving pies away Monday before Thanksgiving, and I need to know, do you like pumpkin? Do you like mincemeat? Would you like pecan? Just text me back. And if you do that in a little video, believe me, they'll text you back. And if you're not coming, just say no, and it's okay. Happy Thanksgiving. Week 5. So now we're going out 6 weeks. So we're like probably in the beginning of October, we're going to start doing this, right? If we're going to do Thanksgiving. So we're going to call in the final count and types of pies to the supplier, get a few extra, and then call, text, or email yes clients with a party reminder. And I, again, text people. It's so effective. And you want to do it the best way possible. So then week 6, the day before the party, print out a list of those planning to attend with their pie choice. Print out the PopBy tags for each pie, and we've got some samples. Arrange tables, centerpiece, and set out decorations with autumn or Thanksgiving theme. Text or email guests. Text guests their final reminder. Looking forward to seeing you tomorrow. I got your pie ready. If you didn't choose a pie, come by. I got some extras. I would definitely say that. Pick up pies plus any finger foods and beverages you're planning to serve. And so you might want to have, some cocktails, or you might want to have some soda, or make a festive punch, just something to make it festive. Set the table with pies and attach your PopBy tag to each pie. Morning of the party, you just get ready to serve the food. And then during the party, you greet your guests as they arrive, and you check their names off the list when they pick up their pies. And of course, hugs all around. And you've got that videographer capturing all of this. So optional, text anyone who forgot to pick up their pie and make arrangements for them to pick it up. Now, I might just take it to their house. If you've got 5 or 6 people, I might just take it to their house. Maybe have somebody, maybe a friend or a family member or someone who works for you help you do it if you happen to be busy, or doing your own big Thanksgiving dinner and you don't have time, have somebody do it, as opposed to having them come. I just think that's what I would do. And then send a personal note to everyone who attended the party. And throughout the year, you can say, we're going to have a Valentine's PopBy. Remember the pie PopBy? Remember the pie PopBy, I might call it that. Well, we're going to have a Valentine's candy PopBy, something like that, or a candy flower PopBy. And you might either have the reverse PopBy or have a PopBy, but you're letting people know that you're out there working and that you care about them, and they know, like, and trust you, and they will definitely, I'm telling you, they will definitely pass your information on to their friends, because number one, you're going to ask them several times. Okay, let's see, what does this invitation look like? So, Frank's Pie Party. It's been a great year. I'm grateful for so much: your support, your continued loyalty, your goodwill, your business, your referrals, and your friendship. I've been able to help so many families this year, and now it's time to celebrate and to show my appreciation. Join us for a glass of wine or a cup of coffee or a cup of cider and pick up your pie. When? Tuesday, November, let's see, probably the 20th. Time, anytime from 3:30 to 7. Now you can do it in the afternoon or morning or both. When? At my office, 8400 West Sahara. Please RSVP to this address or to my text. I would say please text me and you don't have to then go into the subject line. Just please text me, and they will. People would rather text because they can do it right then. They don't have to open up their email, type it all in. They're just, because you can just speak it. Just send me your pie and what kind you want. Just say something simple so that the response they give you is simple. And then let me know how many people will be attending and which pie you choose. So I might say, type in number 1 for pumpkin, number 2 for pecan, number 3 for apple, and then the number of guests that are coming. Whatever, however you want to do it. But make it easy, easy, easy. And then hope to see you then. And there's one other thing here before we go. Time always just goes so fast, doesn't it? Yeah. Okay. So these are the tags. So you can say, any way you slice it, I'm grateful for you. Great. That's a great tag, right? And oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. And then the other PopBy says, I just wanted to say thanks for giving me the opportunity to serve you. And then you put the Thanksgiving so that it looks like Thanksgiving. And oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. Now, if you're doing this in a text, or if you're doing this in an email, when they say click here, it should go to a page on your website that they can just respond to you, or maybe even email to respond to you, or maybe even your phone number so they can text you. So you can be very creative here, but or you can just put these on the use these as tags, but I would also follow it up with an email and a text. I would say the same thing, and maybe I would use these. Here's a thought. Maybe you could use these when you send out the invitation via text, because you can take this photo. You can say, any way you slice it, I'm grateful for you. Please let me know what kind of pie you want and how many people are coming. Please note, or let me know how many people are coming and what kind of pie they want, however you want to word it. But I like both of these. I think they're both very appropriate. And this is a good way to get started on building your business, because we have to build our business. We have to get more personal. I know people have been in business and they don't have a database, and it's not going to work anymore that way. You have to have a database. This is a great way to get started. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you understand that what's happening to our industry is not going to stop. We just have to move faster, quicker, and more deliberate with building our database and our relationships. I love you all, and thank you so much. Have a wonderful week. I'll be here tomorrow morning, and hopefully, well, I don't know if Jimmy comes on Tuesday. I think he has a meeting. But anyway, if he's not here tomorrow, he'll be here Wednesday, and tomorrow we'll have more things to talk about, and I'll try to do the research and find out how many of those 9,000 non-owner occupied people are actually hedge funds and the big guys.